It doesn't hurt me. Do you want to feel how it feels? Do you want to know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you want to hear about the deal that I'm making? It's you. It's you and me, yeah. And if I only could, I'd make a deal with God and get him to swap our places. I'd be running up that road, I'd be running up that hill, I'd be running up that building. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 86. Let's go. Before I start, though, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Comment something. I don't know. Say something. Hit the like and everything like that. Also, check it out. I also have Spider Gabe with me this time too. So, you want to say something, Spider Gabe?
What up, everybody? It's me, Spider Gabe. What up? Hey, yo.
I don't know. I'm bored, but whatever. Bit of news before we get into the topics that I want to talk about. I am gonna start focusing more on the streaming and putting out videos and stuff like that. I also started TikTok, everybody. Yay, TikTok. It's actually doing pretty good. I mean, I'm constantly posting. I do at least 2 or 3 videos a week. And it's getting views and getting likes and getting follows and stuff like that. And it's helping out the stream a little bit too. So that's cool. But with that though, that takes up a lot of time. Like doing TikToks and doing YouTube shorts and stuff like that. Because I'm not just doing TikToks. All the TikToks that you see are also YouTube shorts too. I just gotta do a couple of changes because the YouTube shorts I can't use copywritten music. On my TikToks I can through TikTok, which is pretty cool. So the TikTok videos are usually cooler, and I also repost them onto Instagram and Facebook. Um, so yeah, I mean, like it's pretty dope. They have like weird counts too because some that I think will do good on YouTube Short doesn't and does better on TikTok, and some that I think will do better on TikTok does better on YouTube Short. So I'm still trying to figure it all out, but it's pretty fun. But like I said, it's really time consuming. So for the podcast at least, I don't know if I'm gonna be any more consistent than usual. I did take 2 weeks off. I was supposed to record this last week, but I didn't get to. Um, last week was my birthday week. So hey, give us a little something for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm older now. I'm freaking older. Hey. But yeah, but so that's that. So I got the TikTok going, and it's gonna be It's Me Gamers all across the board. I changed the name of the channel here, so it's not Get Geeked Network anymore. It is It's Me Gamers. So it's everything It's Me Gamers, but the podcast is still called the Get Geeked Podcast. I'm still gonna put out the podcast on this channel, but just so that everyone could find me more easily, everything is It's Me Gamers. Or if you want to go, it's Megaverse. Because I'm gonna start a movement called the Mega Gang. That's right, Mega Gang. Boom, let's go. You want to be part of the Mega Gang? Follow me on one of my platforms: TikTok, Twitch. Here, subscribe to YouTube, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram. I don't care. The thing is, I barely post on Instagram, but now that I'm posting on TikTok, I could repost onto Instagram, so it makes it a little easier. So I will be more constantly posting on Instagram now, which is pretty cool. So that's dope. Yeah. So that's the most of all the news. That's about me that's going on. So up new TikTok. Up on Twitch and more constantly posting on Instagram. Um, My Twitch is doing pretty well. It's slowly climbing, but it's climbing. Like every other few weeks, I get a new follower and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I dig that. I'm also gonna promote the homies too. So if you guys follow me, follow Newfound Corey. That's new underscore found underscore Corey. And then also follow Rob Rager. That's Rob with two B's and then Rager. Rob Rager. Go check them out. Give them a follow. Don't just give them a follow, but interact with the content. Chat when they're live and give them a watch when they're live. So Rob Rager is still trying to make affiliate. So let's get him to affiliate. Newfound Corey is already an affiliate. So you know and just go check them out. It's good stuff. Um, but that's that. Let's get into the topics that I'm here to talk about. Main thing, as per the intro, why I even did the intro, freaking Stranger Things season 4 has ended. And oh my God, it was, I don't know, like it was good. I really, really loved it. But then I'm a little biased about it because I'm a fan of Stranger Things. I'm a fan of the 80s nostalgia that they bring. And of course, they're still kind of still in the whole 80s vibe. But I liked it all. I mean, I watched a few other reviewers review it, and they had like problems with it in certain points. And the problems that they had, I didn't have a problem with. Like, I dug it. I kind of dug it all the way through. I mean, sure, some of the episodes were a little slower in some parts where, when they went to go focus more on Mike and his team with Will and stuff, trying to search for 11. Um, Even though like it had really nothing to do with the whole storyline, it was interesting because you got to meet what's his name, Dustin's girlfriend, and because I mean, sure, it would have been okay if they just kept her kind of mysterious, but just to see where she came from and see like her character and her background, it was interesting, and it was and I dug it, and it was cool. Um, and then people had problems with the whole Russian storyline. Hey, we got to bring Hopper back in somehow. They straight up killed him off on the last season. So, like, we got to do this. We got to do a story on how he comes back. And sure, it kind of didn't really make any sense, but it's a fantasy, sci fi, you know, nostalgic, you know, coming of age story. Who cares? Throw away your disbeliefs and just roll with it. It's a fun roller coaster ride. And I rode the shit out of that fucking ride, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. Uh I really didn't have any problems with it. One of the major things that people had problems with was the new character Argyle. I dug Argyle. I thought he was cool as fuck. And that could be also be biased for me too, because I know the thing what they're doing is they're pulling on nostalgia strings, right? And with Argyle, it was kind of a nostalgia string for me because there's people that I knew from like high school days and stuff like that were just like that. I mean, like he was basically. It felt like they went into my life and they pulled out like a person I knew straight from my life. So and just to see that put onto screen, like it was cool. Sure, it was a bit of a stereotype, but hey, everything else is too. The whole freaking show was a little bit of a stereotype in a bit of a ways, but like the way they did the jocks, like yeah, those were the jocks. You could tell, like that's how the jocks were. But I don't know. It was a fun ride. It was cool. Like just to see 11 get her powers back, and as soon as she got her powers back, that was an amazing episode. Like that episode when she went full on anime character on the helicopter, like bro, I was on the edge of my seat, like going, yes, you know, this is what I came here for. This is what I came to see. You know, I the only thing is, and it's not even like it's not even a downer, but I kind of wish she had maybe went a little bit more powerful. But I could see where they didn't want to do that because the thing is she just got her powers back. You know, she's just relearned it, so she's not going to be all Super Saiyan yet, right? Um, but what I would have loved to see is instead of her just bringing down the helicopter, I wish she would have like maybe put her hand out, crushed and closed it, and the heli just like imploded on itself. That I would have just jumped off my seat and like I don't even know 'cause that would have been just an amazing scene to see. But like I said, small little gripe, not even down on the show for that. But I just wish. I mean, I could still wish to see something like that again because the thing is there's a lot of things that they kind of left unsaid, undone. 'Cause one of the doctors was still handcuffed in the bunker. They did not say what happened to him. They kind of maybe implied, but like they never showed us what actually happened to him, as well as the rest of the military. They didn't show that they got away or what they're doing. They just basically left it as they were still underground in the bunker as well. Now, what I think probably did happen is they probably took him prisoner. So the other doctor is probably captured by the military and being held. Now, I hope he doesn't go through the same torture as they did when they tortured that one other soldier, because that was that was rough, bro. Like, and they did that to a soldier. Like they're working on the same side. And they did it to the same. They're same peoples. You know what I'm saying? They tortured him. They tortured him to get information to try to figure out where 11 was, and that was ridiculous. Like but like I said, they did not show what happened to those two to that doctor and the other soldiers. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking happened. So he's with them. Well, not with them, but like he's being held by them. Um, what else? Oh, the other two Russian dudes. We don't know what happened to them. I mean, we know that they got to America, but like what happened to them? We don't know. You know, they're chilling somewhere. They might come into play on next season too. We never know because they bring characters in and they kind of always play them out, kind of like Eddie, and we'll get to Eddie. Actually, let's just get to Eddie. What am I waiting for? I don't have nothing else to say. Eddie is probably my favorite character out of the whole season. This season, Eddie was cool. Once again, pulling on nostalgia strings because there's a handful of people I know that reminds me of Eddie. I mean, like and he was like charismatic and exciting, and just like the way they wrote his story of the character, it's just it was good. Heartbreaking because they killed him off, but I guess they had to kill somebody off. You can't really kill the main character, even though Max kind of came close, but Max ain't dead. You know she ain't dead. She's gonna play a big role on next season for sure somehow. In the play of fighting Vecna, or Vecna, aka number one. So and I'm pretty sure she's gonna play a big role in that because there's gonna be something to do with her mind and Vecna still being alive because the last time we seen Vecna, he was still in Max's mind. And as soon as when he killed them or when he tried to kill her, that's when they killed his living body. What I think happened is he probably pulled his living body because he's that powerful. He probably pulled his living body into the mind of Max, and that was in the part of the mind of Max that's dying or dead. And then so when 11 brings her back to life, that's like a bigger part of her. So she's like in this kind of like, for Max, she's in this mid zone where she's alive but not really, and Vecna's somewhere in there, deep in there, the part of where she's part dead, if you get what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I'm going all over the place with this, and it's interesting, and that's what makes the show so good, because they make you think like this. Like they can make, like, the show, when you watch the show and when it's done, you start like you start thinking and scheming and just like writing your own theories of like, how is this show going to do what it's supposed to do, and how is it gonna like finish, where's it gonna go, like, it's amazing. I mean, some of the stuff on this season I kind of predicted, but I didn't know for sure. And then when I found out, or when they revealed it or whatever, I was still surprised. And that's why it's so good, because it's just like they could just show it to you straight into your face, but you still like, I want to see it. Like, and when you see it, you're like, yeah, yeah, that was good. Like, I don't know, something about it, the way they do it. You got to give the Duffer Brothers credit. Like, it's freaking amazing. And there's something there's I'm gonna get into the Duffer Brothers too after I finish this review. But like, the Eddie going back to the Eddie character, the Eddie character was so like strong for me in this season that I even designed a T-shirt design. I did like a few different designs because I was trying to put it onto my Redbubble, and Redbubble kept on declining it because it was too close to the copyright. And then there's ways around this, because when there's a property that's copywritten, you can't outright do a design for it, and because it's copywritten property, but you could squeak your way around it doing certain things. Like, you could do a caricature of the character, and it'll work because it's a character of the character, not the image of the character itself. And you can imply that it's from Stranger Things, but you can't outright say it's from Stranger Things, So, and I tried to follow those rules on the first few designs. It just didn't work. I guess it was just something about it was just too close, and that they kept on getting declined. I did 3, I think. I did 3 different designs that were like, I tried to do that whole skirting around, being like, it's kind of like implying, or at least for me, I thought it was implying and not actually directly saying. But all 3 designs got shut down. On my 4th one, I finally got into the whole part of, close enough but not direct on, So, and that is on my Redbubble. I dubbed the design the hero, going as, Eddie is the hero of the season, because, and that's another thing. A lot of people hated the whole Eddie situation, because they're like, Eddie didn't do anything, and the bats weren't going to do anything. I say contrary, people. The bats were a big play. The bats were like guard dogs for Vecna. If the bats did not get called away, there's no way that they were going to allow the 3 to penetrate the house. They were going to keep the 3 out of the house if they did not get called away. Eddie, playing Master of Puppets on the roof, called the bats to him, and then they were being kept busy so that the 3 could sneak in. And without them being in there, none of this could happen. You know what I'm saying? So he is the hero. And sure, he didn't really have to go fight the bats. But as soon as, like, he had to try to keep them there occupied. If he had just escaped back to the real world out of the Upside Down, the bats would have been like, all right, that's dealt with. And they'll go back to the house. And the bats have free reign in the house. They could go wherever. They could go inside the house, outside the house, and that would have just been a big old like whoop-de-doo. So I beg to differ with all those people saying Eddie had nothing to do with the whole situation. I say he had a big major role to play in that situation, and he is the hero. So that's why I dub the design of the shirt, the hero. And it's a pretty awesome design, I like to say. I kind of took inspiration from the whole like obey style of like what he does, the whole stencil artwork look that he did on the walls and stuff, and with his clothing line and everything. So I took inspiration from that. I simplified Eddie's face into like a three-color stencil look. I put a very psychedelic background behind him, and inside of him, in the black parts of his image, I did a silhouette of when he was playing the guitar on the roof of the trailer. And then if you look closely to around him are silhouettes of the demo bats that were kind of coming after him. And then right on top of, I put a nice frame around that. And then right on top of that, I did a nice clean with a little bit of grunge look to it font that says the hero. You know, I did want to do I did want to do a play on Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, and do a whole Dungeons and Dragons look, but that was too close to the first three designs that I was doing that got shut down. I didn't want to cause more attention by still doing that look. And then I also wanted to put his name on there somewhere, but once again, I didn't want to, say point too directly at Stranger Things. So I had to leave his name out, and I had to leave the whole Dungeons and Dragons look out of the way. But I'll tell you what though, the whole Dungeons and Dragons look design was actually pretty awesome. I wish that they would have allowed me to do that one because I thought it was just amazing. To me, the whole Dungeons and Dragons design was awesome, like top notch. I have a TikTok showing me doing the whole design phase of it. So if you want to check that out, go to my TikTok. Once again, same name as the channel, same name and everything. It's me Gabers or it's Megaburst, whichever you want to go with. I mean, all the links and stuff should be down below too. So, although I don't think I have my TikTok link down there yet, but sooner or later, or probably on this one. Actually, you know what? On this one, I should have it on there. So check it out. Go into the description of the video, and the link and stuff should be there. But yeah, that was freaking amazing. And so I did a whole design on that, and it's there. It's for sale. I'm probably gonna get myself a long sleeve and a tank top out of it because I think the design is that you know worthy. Because I don't have too many designs on there, but I have other designs that I thought were cool too that I haven't bought yet. But this one I think I'm going to buy just because hey, I want to support it. You gotta support your boy Eddie, bro. I have another one too called it says Justice for Eddie, but um it's a bit more simpler. I just kind of threw that together just to put it up, but I thought it was pretty cool. So you can check that one out too if you guys want to and I don't just have t-shirts, there's like everything on there. You got mugs, you got doggy scarves, you got dresses too. You know what? The Eddie hero design on a dress actually looks pretty cool, girls. All you ladies out there, go check that out. Cop a dress, it'd be cool. Support your boy. But okay. Um, but yeah, overall, and then let's get to the final fight. 11 versus 1. 11 versus Vecna. That was actually I mean, yeah, it was just a lot of hand motion and stuff, but the way they shot it, I thought it was freaking amazing. And they did this all in Max's mind. And thus going into my theory that Vecna is still stuck in Max's mind. And that's why 11 when 11 tried to find her in her mind when they saw that she was in a coma, she wasn't able to find her because I think Vecna or number 1 is in there hiding her consciousness somewhere. So as soon as they find her consciousness, they will find number 1. And because number 1 is still alive in some capacity, that's why the Upside Down still exists, and that's why the Upside Down is still merging with the real world. So they're gonna I think the whole season 5 thing is them trying to find him in the Upside Down, but realizing he's not there. and then finally figuring out that he's in Max's mind, and that that Eleven's gonna have to go into her mind again and have maybe. I don't think they're gonna have the final fight in her mind because that'd just be too destructive for Max. So she's gonna have to try to pull number one out of Max's mind somehow, and then have the battle outside of her mind. But I do want to see that final battle happen, and I want to see it come to a completion, because the fight that they showed on this season was so amazing. I want to see it end. I want to see like a clear winner. I want to see a clear winner out of this. But and then also they kind of have like a what do you call it, a seeking stick with Will, because Will could still feel Vecna, because remember from seasons 2, he was or was it the mind flare got consumed by Will, thus making him kind of one with them, even though now they are separated. He still has that like tingling feeling, the spider sense, um, of knowing where Vecna is and if he's still alive and stuff. Because I mean, it also says that he also says it too at the end of the season that he can still feel them. He can still feel number one, and that he can still feel that he's still alive and that he's not gonna stop. So like yeah. So they're gonna have to go fight him and defeat him. But that's gonna be exciting. I can't wait for it. I want to see that final fight. My thoughts on this season: um, bit of a short season, and I also don't like that whole 1 month wait to see like the ending to last episodes. But it kind of built the hype up for me, so I guess I don't mind it too much. But I don't know, I don't like it. I'd rather just have it all and just watch it all the way through. Because man, I was like, I was biting my fingernails, or I wasn't really. I don't even bite my fingernails anymore. But like I was on the edge of my seat waiting for the last 2 episodes. Like I wanted to see it, and then and then when I got to see it, it did not disappoint me. I was very, very satisfied. It was good. I liked it. For me, and it could just be that I'm a little biased because I am into that the whole show. I'm into what they're putting down. I like the whole nostalgia thing. I love the 80s vibes. I love the whole Dungeons and Dragons theme and everything like that. I love the t-shirt designs that they put on this too. I need to go cop me a real Hellfire shirt. I know they have it at Hot Topic, so I might have to take a little trip to Hot Topic and cop me one of those shirts, because that's gonna be pretty sick. In fact, I might do it. I might do it today, right after I record this. I need to go by the post office as well, anyway. So I might go do that. But it is pretty tight, and I like it. You know, so I'm a little biased. But final rating for me for season 4 of Stranger Things: 10 out of 10. If you're into this stuff, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, if you're into sci-fi, if you're into magic, if you're into, you know, monsters, because this season had a little bit of like a horror vibe to it too, because they kind of like followed the whole beat of Nightmare on Elm Street for the first part of the season, you know. And I thought that was clever of them, because they had that, like, they did a little bit of callback, and it was another 80s property. Yeah, another 80s property, which is Nightmare on Elm Street. And they kind of did it well, because it was like beat for beat almost the same thing, but you're like, no way this is going to be a whole Nightmare on Elm Street thing, and it turned out that it wasn't. They kind of swerved us a little bit, but they gave you that feeling. So if you're a horror fan, I believe the first part of the season is really good. So yeah, like if you're into horror too, like this is it. 10 out of 10. I loved it. Good show. Stranger Things. And Duffer Brothers, little bit of let me do a little bit of talk on that. They've gotten a lot of new projects just because of them doing Stranger Things. They are working with Stephen King now. They're going to be they're going to be helping to produce and direct a show, a Netflix show on one of Stephen King's books. I forget what it was called, It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't totally remember right now. They're also doing a spin-off show for Stranger Things. Now, with a spin-off show, they always take like a side character and then spin it off onto their own show. Now, I hope they pick the right character because some of the characters, like I wouldn't even really care for if they did a total show on it. I usually don't ever watch spin-off shows either. Like even if it is part of like one of a show that I really like, um, I never really watched it. I mean, just like Boruto, Boruto is sort of like a continuation slash spin-off of Naruto because it's a story on Naruto's son. I haven't watched a single episode of Boruto. Although people keep on telling me Boruto is pretty good, you should give it a watch. If you like Naruto, you should like Boruto. I don't know. Something about me, I just never ever watch spin-off shows. Yeah, I don't think I can't off the top of my head, I can't think of any spin-off show that I've ever watched. But we'll see. If it's a good enough character and if I'm interested enough because the show has just been so good. If it's good enough, I might give it a watch. Same thing with the whole because they're doing a spin-off on keep on want to say Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not that, but it's the other dragon one. You guys should know what I'm talking about. Whatever. I'm not even getting into that, but yeah, spin-offs, I don't know. We'll see if I ever watch it. But I hope that they choose the right side character to base the spin-off on. Because then, you know, that'll make it or break it on if the show's gonna be interesting enough for me to give it a watch. And then the other crazy interesting part of that whole article of what the Duffer Brothers are gonna be up to is that they're gonna be doing another Death Note live adaptation. Now, Netflix has already done Death Note. And let me tell you, that movie was not just bad, but it angered me in a way that I had to do this crazy post where I was just angry. It was so bad and not consistent with the anime whatsoever that it made my blood boil. I don't know. Now, the Duffer Brothers might have the abilities to pull this off. The only thing is who's writing it, and are they going to go too far away from the anime or the manga? Because the problem with the first movie, for one thing, is they went too far away from the manga, they went too far from the anime, and the story was just plain awful, as well as the directing of the characters. I forget which character it was, but I remember one character out of the movie just had no acting ability whatsoever, and it just made it almost unwatchable. I watched it all the way through and just remember having this just like anger distaste for it. I don't know, but well, it's an interesting thing to hear, to read. I'm hoping the Duffer Brothers will do a better job at it, and maybe they will, just because they, pulled off Stranger Things. They know how to give to the fans, and they know how to pull on nostalgia. Let's see if they could do it with something that's not American, because that's what American production teams can't seem to get right, is Japanese product. The only thing that they've done okay with is Japanese horror. But the thing about that is they just do a straight up rip off of Japanese horror. They'll take the story, they'll take the movie, and they'll just remake it kind of beat for beat and just change certain characters. Instead of having them as Japanese, they'll be American instead. But it's a little different when you go to mangas and anime because, for one thing, Japanese people are kind of writing for the Japanese people. You can't just take that and make it American. or make it white. I don't know. It's they got to play around with that. Yes, some animes do have like different races and stuff like that, and that's fine. Um, like, but use that same, follow that same formula. They just can't figure out how to follow the formula of a manga or an anime because they just haven't been able to do an adaptation of it correctly. Heck, I mean, just look. The only one I really feel like got really close was Bleach, but then look at Dragon Ball Z, bomb. Avatar: The Last Airbender, which isn't even fully Japanese, bomb. Death Note, bomb. Cowboy Bebop, bomb. I just rest my case. I don't know, but we'll see if the Duffer Brothers can change the whole direction of that because maybe they could be the ones to pull this off. And I just wanted to note that in there just because really, really interesting, at least for me. From me being an anime fan and a Duffer Brother fan and Stranger Things fan, I just want to see if those things could commingle and come make it a beautiful baby. I don't know, like I just hope that I hope they can, but have to wait and see. Once again, though, Stranger Things season 4, 10 out of 10. Go check it out. If you guys haven't watched it yet, go watch it. Pretty sure everyone's already seen it, though. Now, I was going to have 3 topics, but I think I'm going to just end it with this topic just because I feel like as soon as I'm done talking about the next topic, it'll be already almost an hour, and I don't want to go over an hour. But if I still have time after I'm done, I might get into the third topic if I feel like it. Second topic, The Boys, Season 3. Oh boy. Talking about having 2 good shows running at the same time, this was a great start to the summer, at least, TV wise, because everything else kind of sucks. So just for me, just because I hate summer. For one thing, too hot. I hate the sun. I don't like to go to the beach. Not my thing. Stay inside, I stream, I play video games, and I make videos. You know? Like, I rather have it be winter where it's cool. Even when it's cold, I could layer up. Give me a sweater. I like jacket weather. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. You want to make me happy? Throw on some video games, give me a pizza, and allow me to wear a jacket. 'Cause if it's too hot, I can't wear a jacket, and I'm not happy. Talk about people being depressed during winter. I'm depressed during summer. But upper about this beginning of this summer, 2 awesome shows to watch. Kept me very happy. One of them being Stranger Things, and the other one being The Boys. Definitely did not disappoint at all. You want crazy? Oh, they'll give you crazy. You want gore? Oh, you're gonna get some gore. You want things that make you feel uncomfortable and hope that no one catches you watching? Oh, they'll give you all that and more. This show, man, it continuously season by season just ups the ante on shock factor of first episode. They even upped it on shock factor on middle season episodes. Just like I want to see how their writer rooms go and how they're throwing these ideas at each other and how they're letting certain ideas stick, you know? Cuz like some of the things they show, I'm just like how did he even get that through? But they do. And I guess it's because they're on Prime and not like regular cable or anything like that. They're able to do this because I mean, for sure, if they were on like HBO or Cinemax or whatever, even Netflix, no way some of this stuff gets even to touch camera, you know? But I think that's kind of why I like it. It's it's a, it's like it's like watching a car crash, not being able to take your eyes away from it, seeing all the destruction and gore that happens, and then it turns into like this beautiful tree right after the explosion, and you're just like amazed and at wonder at what you're looking at. That's what this show is like. At least for me, it is. Um, Butcher and the boys finally find out what, or find out something that could possibly stop Homelander, and it is Soldier Boy, which was like the original Homelander. But the thing is he has to blast you with this like crazy hyper beam, and when he does, it takes away your powers, and then you become human. But if you were also kind of wrecked by the blast, you're basically taking damage, and you're most likely gonna die. Um, and the boy, so Butcher and the boys, at least half of the boys, because the other half are stuck on this other storyline. I mean, if I could nitpick, the whole Frenchie storyline and the whole Mother's Milk storyline could have been truncated a little bit and still, left room for the whole major story. But it was, I felt like they did it well because you kind of needed a breather. And I felt like they used those storylines as breathers because if they weren't there, you're basically going 100 million miles per hour forward and you're not stopping and you're not going to be able to catch your breath. And I feel like those side storylines were there to help you catch your breath, which is cool. And so I didn't mind it too much. But like I said, if I had to nitpick it, those storylines could have been truncated a little bit. But everything else was just top notch quality. I mean, kudos to the writers to come up with these things. I mean, yeah, they did. They already have like source material to go off of, but to kind of like manifest it into a live thing, it's harder than what you guys could think of. Because I've seen, written property, are pre-written property. I mean, for example, take comic book movies. Look at DC. All these storylines already exist. Really good storylines. Like very, very, very well written out stories that already made millions pre going into a live video, movie. But once they take that story and try to make it into a movie, they somehow fuck it up. And then it's not good anymore. So a story that was already good on paper and was already selling well on paper is now live action and it sucks balls. So as you can see, it's harder to do than it looks. So kudos to these guys, to the showrunners and the show writers of this for doing it well, from taking it from a source material, even changing it up a little bit, because like the way they did it is not the way it happens on the comic or the what do they call these? I mean, it is a comic, but people don't call it comics. It's like something novels, I don't know, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But kudos to them because they did this very, very well. So Butcher and the boys, or at least half of the boys, make a deal with Soldier Boy, and they're gonna go fight Homelander. And the fight scenes, oh my god. One of the first major fight scenes happens on an episode called Herogasm. That's basically what it gave me. It was a Herogasm. You know what I'm saying? that was a really, really, oh my God. Like, if you don't have the stomach for it, I say don't watch that episode. But I mean, like, maybe just fast forward to the ending fight. But yeah, wow. Let's just say that. Let's just say wow. NC-17, probably. Gotta put it out there. I don't know. Like, this is one of the only episodes, too, that they put a disclaimer out on the front of the episode. They're like, if you're not in with this, then, yo, don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. But that ending fight scene on that episode was mwah, chef's kiss. Like, freaking loved it. These guys know. Now I know it's the Seth Rogen crew. I don't know. They have like I forget. They do have a production name. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but kudos to them. Yo, they know how to do it. They've done other properties too. They have a DC title on I forgot what network it was. That was pretty cool. But they didn't. I feel like they couldn't stretch out their legs enough. So seeing them stretch out their legs on The Boys here on Amazon Prime, yo, you release those guys. Take away all the shackles of other you know, TV companies and stuff. They're gonna put out something crazy. Trust. I mean, they're doing it right now with The Boys. Final episode, once again, they leave you with a cliffhanger, but the cliffhanger is just so well done that I don't even mind it. In fact, like it's just making me want the next season already. Of course, they've gotten greenlit for season 4, so I can't freaking wait. I'm super hyped. It's probably gonna be another year until we see it though, so gotta wait another year to see it. But the cliffhangers got me like thirsting for it. Um, and this one just happened, so I'm really not gonna go into detail on what happened. Let's just say there's twists, turns, and oh my god moments, and what the fuck moments that, yo, standing ovation, everybody. If you could get through the raunchy and the core, the raunchy and the gore of the whole season and get to this final episode, it is well worth it. Like, it is well worth it. Talking about people who are busy stretching the boundaries of what's being able to be shown on TV, but also putting down a very, very well written story, compelling almost. They're doing it. They're straight up doing it. And I applaud them for that because yo, everybody, applause. Let's give it some more. Those guys, they are doing it. I'm getting close to my 1 hour mark, so I'm just gonna end it there. I think 2 subjects for one podcast, close to an hour. I know it's not a full hour, but I'm fine with that. My throat's getting dry. I need to hop on the stream pretty soon. I also want to hit the store before I do hop on the stream pretty soon. So, um, I think I'm kind of just gonna end it here. But before I end it, let's rate The Boys season 3. I'm giving it once again. This is another 10 out of 10. Like, and that's why I'm happy. Even though it's the beginning of summer, it's hot, it's miserable. Like depressing for me at least. That's why I'm okay with this beginning of summer because I got to see 2 10 out of 10 shows. Stranger Things season 4, 10 out of 10. The Boys season 3, 10 out of 10. Such good TV out. Pushing the boundaries. Tugging on my nostalgia strings. Showing me things that I probably would never have seen, or I don't know, but even still, yo, I dig it. Good stuff, man. Good television. But I'm also now I'm at a state of like withdrawal because I just got done watching two good shows and I'm like I'm missing them now. And then like what am I gonna do now? Well, I know Umbrella Academy has dumped out all of their episodes. I'm gonna go check that out. Because I dug the first two seasons of Umbrella Academy. I think I gave them pretty high scores as well. So look forward to that. So maybe on the next episode of the Get Geeked podcast, we're gonna go into Umbrella Academy. That and also Thor: Love and Thunder is out. Give that a watch. So there you go. I got two topics already for the next episode: Umbrella Academy and Thor: Love and Thunder. But before I end it completely, freaking AEW did a pay per view called Forbidden Door. I just gotta talk about this a little bit, just really, really quickly. Super, super good show. And it also not reminds me, but also shows me how lazy WWE has gotten. Because all WWE does is they just regurgitate everything they've already done and try to do the same thing, follow the same formula. And it's just like not working because it's just boring and it's all predictable and everything like that. With at least AEW Forbidden Door, and here's the thing about AEW Forbidden Door is that a lot of the main matches that were supposed to happen didn't get to happen because a few of their fighters got injured. But even with that, they still put on a good show from top to bottom, open card to end to main event. I was fully entertained. All the fights were amazing. They had good showings for everybody, and it was just a good time, fun all the way from beginning to end. And all they do is I don't know, the storylines are a bit more unique. It changes all the time. It's not the same thing every time. And they let their fighters fight. They let them do the things that they like to do, and it shows because it's just super entertaining, and I loved it. That's really all I wanted to say about that. So if you haven't seen that pay per view, and if you're into wrestling, go check out AEW Forbidden Door. But with that said, though, I think I'm gonna bring this to an end, and I'm gonna let Spider Gabe take us away. Spider Gabe,
Take us away, my dude. Well, everybody, before we go, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Also, follow Gabe here at everything TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Everything is It's Me Gabers, or if you want to go with It's Mega Birds. Become part of the Mega Gang. Let's go, everybody. And with that said, we'll catch y'all later. Deuces.
bye.